मैं कमिंग सर गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन थैंक यू सर
Parmanand,
यस
your doctor.
यस
Instead of opting the noble profession,
यस
why you want to switch over to administrative service or the other services?
So it was quite a gradual decision. While opting for MBBS, I was barely 17-year-old. I couldn't judge what I wanted to do as a career. That time, like if you're getting good marks in 10th and 12th, you have only two options: either go for engineering or medical. So I was fortunate enough to get medical MBBS admission in government medical college. So I opted for it. But while studying, I realized that my interest and my curiosity lies somewhere else. So I realized this option about civil services, and it provides me better canvas, more larger platform to explore my potential and also serve greater proportion of people through it. So that's why I opted for civil services.
What is your choice?
I have opted for Indian Foreign Services as my first preference.
Why?
So again, I would say it's my interest in international relations, what has been happening around the world, and also I feel like India is growing economically, also in other sense, and in the coming years, it will be having a larger say in various international questions, or it will be setting an agenda that world will follow. So I want to be part of that glorious process. I want to be actively contributed, in whatever small way I'll get an opportunity. I want to be part of that process. That's why I decided to go for IFS.
Have you got the proper IELTS? It will be more helpful for you.
Yes.
Then why did you prefer IELTS as a first?
Yes, sir, I agree that being an administrative officer, get to work in administration and be in direct contact with people. But also through Indian Foreign Services, we can contribute through diplomacy, through various questions like climate change, or I being from the medical profession, I can contribute in the World Health Organization or health diplomacy, which is an upcoming field where a lot of research is going on. And then Indian pharmaceutical industry is also coming up as a sunrise sector. So I can contribute where we have a lot of population which cannot afford the cutting edge technology that is coming of medicine. So I think I can contribute in that way to make that technology available to Indians in an affordable way. So I think I can contribute in that way.
Government of India has passed the CA,
Yes.
Citizenship Amendment.
Yes.
But so far as state governments are concerned, at least 4 governments have passed the resolution against the implementation of CA. So there will be a clash between central government and the state.
Yes.
Okay. Then, if the state governments are not willing to implement the act passed by the parliament,
Yes.
there will be a clash.
Right.
So then, how will you solve?
Sir, I think the state government which have passed a resolution in their respective assemblies, or some of them have filed under Article 131 in the Supreme Court, challenging the parliamentary law of the central government. I think the issue will be finally determined by the Supreme Court. But as far as the clash is concerned, I think finally the central law will prevail over the state government. And whatever issue the state government will be having or are having with the central government, they should be discussed deliberately, right? Like in the issue of NPR, there was a meeting with all the states, with the Registrar General of India. And many of the misgivings of the state governments were resolved through that issue. So I think similar process should be followed, but I am of the opinion that state government should be following central law, as our parliament is sovereign body and its law applies to the entire of India.
What is Article 131?
So Article 131 gives exclusive original jurisdiction to the Supreme Court of India to intervene between the disputes in various state governments or states and central government.
In this respect,
In respect of
this is not the subject of concurrent list.
yes,
It is the subject of
central.
then how state government and central government can clash?
Yes, sir. Even that issue is like whether this challenge under Article 131 is tenable or not. Even that has to be yet examined by the Supreme Court. So I think we should wait for the Supreme Court judgment.
You have already been selected, right?
Yes.
Which service did you get?
So currently I have allotted to Indian Railway Traffic Services.
When did you join?
I joined in December 2019.
Okay. So you already joined the training.
Yes. I joined the training, but I have taken the extraordinary leave after that, so I can prepare for it.
Okay. So you haven't been to the services yet.
No. Yes.
What if you don't get selected this time?
If
Or
I'm,
if you get lower preferences than IITs, what would you do?
since I have already taken the leave, so my next joining date will be in December 2020. So by that time, I will be able to give one more exam attempt.
What if you don't get selected in the next attempt also? Suppose you don't get selected at all. You stay in the IITs.
I think I'm satisfied being in IITS also, because ultimately it's like
Also means, see, you were already in a global profession.
Yes.
Yourself.
yes,
You were already helping, so you could have helped a lot of
yes,
people.
yes,
So now you are selected. But if you don't get selected for better services as per
Yes.
your criteria,
yes,
that means you will settle for something that you don't like. Right? You said that you will also go for IITs.
To an extent, it is true that like I did not change my profession to be an Indian Railway Traffic Service officer, but throughout the
Your
process,
aim of helping Indian patients or Indian public through healthcare or health sector, being in the foreign service,
yes,
you won't be able to achieve.
right.
What is the purpose of giving more attempts?
Giving more attempt is to finally get what I like set out for initially, that is Indian Foreign Service.
But if you don't get it, you say that you will stay in IITs.
Yes, I will continue now. Yes,
Don't you think that you will be wasting a lot of your time as well as government's money? Like if you start working with IITs right now, you will be able to help more people.
yes, sir, I understand that.
You have got how many scholarships? I have seen.
Yes,
That means you have studied all along with the help of government's money, right?
yes, yes.
So you will be wasting that money as well as your time. Your age is running.
Pardon, sir,
You
but
won't
I would
achieve-
look. I look at it in a different way, that I still be serving for government of India. I will still be staying in India, because I know so many of my colleagues which have completed their MBBS or even MD from government colleges, and now they have gone to the abroad and serving there. Like, they are not even planning to come back to India. So compared
As government servant or as private?
as a private doctor.
Okay.
So I think as compared to that, I'm willing to stay in India, be a part of the government machinery, and through that, whatever avenues I have, I will try to serve as many people as I can.
But don't you think, as a doctor, you will be in a position to serve more people than being in the railway job?
Yes, sir, I think that.
Because at present, your education and your service, no correlation.
Yes, I get that. But as I said initially, partly my decision was motivated also by my personal choice. I did not think I was getting that much interested in the profession, even though academically I was doing good, but my interest didn't lie there. I realized that throughout my 4 or 5 years of graduation course. So that's why I decided to change my profession.
Parmanand, you keep a track of the international relations, right?
Yes.
So can you tell me three important news that are associated to India right now?
Associated with India.
Yes, please. Three news I want.
So
In the order of importance to India as a superpower.
So any news related, or you are asking only specific to India?
Specific to India. Three international news specific related to India. Take your time.
Yes.
I want them in order of priority with respect to India as a superpower.
Yes. So the first one, I would say that India just opted out of the RCEP, that is Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. I think that is one of this decision where it has asserted its stand that it won't get bogged down in the presence of China or any other such power. It won't get coerced by such power, and it will always look after its self-interest. Other than that, India has been assertive in its South Asian neighborhood. Like as we see in case of the Pakistan, there has been surgical strike, the Balakot airstrike. So we have started asserting our importance and independent policy in case of South Asia, and also our tilt toward US, which has been going on since over the past 4 years. Like we are going from non-alignment to multi-alignment with this slight tilt to US. So I think that is one of the important thing that is going on in India's security.
There has been recent conflicts between US and Iran.
Yes.
So what is India's stand with these conflicts?
Sir, India has not taken any aggressive stand. It has tried to be balanced in its approach toward both the countries, because both the relations are very important to India, as US is one of the major defense and trade partner, and Iran is one of the important oil supplier, and also one of the immediate Middle East neighbor of India. So India has tried to tread a very careful path, and acting as a strong democracy and advocating peace and stability.
But when India tried to present its view that it is ready to bring both the parties on table, the USA rejected that offer.
Okay, so I'm not presently aware of that particular album. I will keep tracking.
Now you are a doctor. Recently there has been some crisis related to thing called as coronavirus.
Yes.
What is this coronavirus?
So coronavirus is a family of viruses which affects specifically our respiratory system, and it can cause illnesses which range from mild influenza or common cold to some fatal diseases like meningitis, which can ultimately result in death.
So how this spread began?
In the novel coronavirus which has begun in the Wuhan presently, it is being traced back to the seafood market of the Wuhan, where it is being considered that it is not confirmed yet, but it is considered at present original host is a bat, and the intermediate host will be the Chinese cobra or Chinese crate, because of illegal wildlife trade that has
What
been
are India's concerns?
India's foremost concern is stop any spread of the virus into the Indian mainland, and if there is any such diagnosis detected, then we should form isolation wards, quarantine those patients, and also disseminate information so as to public become aware what are the symptoms and get them tested as fast as they can.
So how you disseminate those information? Suppose you are a district collector, though your preference is quite below, but suppose you are a district collector, how you are going to disseminate those information
We
to the
can
common people?
we can issue advisory which can enlist all the symptoms and what symptoms to look for by general public, ask them, exhort them to come forward with those symptoms, get themselves tested. Also we can use
Where they can get tested?
we can designate particular health centers, primary health center, community health center as testing centers, or we can do door-to-door screening of the patient so as to eliminate anyone who is hiding those symptoms, as sometimes it happens because of stigma associated with this. And also we have to take care of the media of prevention of rumors, because many of the times false news gets very quickly spread in these conditions. So you have to avoid the panicking situation also.
Do we have any reported cases in India?
As far as India is concerned, there is no confirmed positive case here. In Mumbai, there have been 4 suspected cases, out of 3 of which have come back negative from the Virology Institute of Pune. One case is still being diagnosed.
Mumbai or Hyderabad?
In Mumbai, sir, yes.
Have you been in medical profession? Don't you think it would be better help people in such situation.
Yes,
To
sir.
work with the railways, you need to clear the exam and or you need a posting. But to work as a doctor, you have already cleared that stage. At any point of time, you can go and start practicing.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Because as my knowledge will always tell me my experience there, interacting with patients, attending to their complaints or their problems, I think I can use that knowledge and experience, whatever limited knowledge I've gained, throughout my entire life, irrespective of whatever career I choose to be from. And
So you intend to do that.
yes, definitely I will do that.
Do we know any IS officer or postdoctor is doing good in health sector?
Oh, yes, there is one Dr. Samit, I don't remember the exact name, from Rajasthan, Rajasthan IS. He was one of the pioneer who
She or
he was one of the pioneer behind the concept of generic drugs.
okay. So do you know anything, something more about him?
He was there in the
He was in the news
yes,
after that.
yes.
Also,
Okay, I am not aware of that. Sorry.
he Marathi officer.
He was a doctor also.
But he has done an excellent job in health sector, being an IS.
Sorry, sorry.
IS Tamil.
Okay,
I told you this last time also. You better
yes.
tell us something about you which is not written in this form.
I can't think of anything right now. I think everything else.
You can just think of what you have written. You can think of something. You have written all the good things about you, right?
Yes.
So you can tell something that you don't like about yourself or your weakness or negative.
I think one of my limitations can be sometimes I think in a very straightforward fashion rather than being. I think I'm not much like good in the creative thinking, the abstract thinking. I mostly go by the textbook or the by the book person. So sometimes I have to like expand my horizons. Like, I have to do that. I think that is one of my limitations.
How can we help improve our public health system? You know the patient-doctor ratio, right? What is it?
So currently the ratio is one doctor per 1600 people in India.
1600.
Yes.
What is it in Cuba?
In Cuba.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. How can we help? How can we improve our health system?
So we have to strengthen our primary health centers to improve the infrastructure over the primary health center.
We have already done that. We have PHCs everywhere.
Yes.
We have already provided a lot of budget for that.
Yes. So there is regional imbalance. In urban areas, there are a lot of health facilities available from primary to tertiary level. But in rural areas, even primary healthcare centers are lacking in the equipments or procedures which are being done there. Because of that, many doctors are not willing to go there. They do not see that as a career advancement avenue. They see it as some, if they don't get anywhere which they want initially, they only see it as a backup plan. They're not willing to go there. So I think government should improve the infrastructure and provide all the basic facilities over there. Also, there should be overall in the medical education curriculum more emphasis should be given to the communication between the doctor and patient, which we are currently lacking. Because of that, we are seeing many cases of the conflict between the doctor and patient. So medical education should be included in the human touch should be included in the medical education. Apart from that, we need to create the public health management cadre, which is like a bridge between the medical professionals and the common public, which should be looking after the primary healthcare, sanitation, hygiene, and disseminating the information regarding health and needs.
So you know, the Grand Medical Gymkhana, where is
It's located in the Marine Drives.
it? There are other gymkhanas also. Can you name a few? There are a lot of gymkhanas that, right?
Yes. I know one near the Azad Maidan.
No, I'm asking about all the gymkhanas nearby Grand Medical Gymkhana. from Marine Drive itself.
No, I'm not aware of it.
Recently, Maharashtra elections have been in news. So, what is your analysis on that?
So I think results as they came, they were
Even the party with majority is not in power,
yes.
and suddenly two diverging, opposing ideologies have come together.
Yes.
What is your analysis about this? Why it has happened, and what are the effects of it? I want two things: why it has happened, and what are the effects of this?
So I think the final results were such that no one has a simple majority on their own. So there was definitely a lot of space for realignment post elections, which has definitely happened because each party has their own ambitions and everyone wants to fulfill that, and no one wanted to be B team of any like important party. So I think one party, that is Shiv Sena, which has been treating on the right side of the political spectrum, has decided to align with the parties who are center left, we can consider them, but so as to fulfill their own ambitions. I think it is not like we cannot object it because political realignment is a part of election and electoral politics, and I think new experiments or new approachment between two diverging interests, I think it is a good step, and I think we should give it a time to see whether they can fulfill the promises towards the welfare of the state and people.
But such alignments have been seen throughout India.
Yes.
So, what is the future for Indian democratic setup? The coalition government that we always see
Yes.
is been based on such ideologies before also,
Yes.
but they are usually more temporary basis.
Right.
And for over the period of time, we see that there is lack of decision making leading to policy paralysis.
Yes.
So, what is the impact of such thing going to be on the development of Maharashtra?
Because it is a government comprising of three parties with around similar strength in terms of numbers of MLAs they are having, I think there will be a lot of tussle between the power sharing and the common minimum program that has been agreed upon. As you said rightly, that coalition governments are generally unstable because they are more prone to instability and falling or other defections and rebellions. But I think coalition governments over the years, even in India, 90s decade, as we see in other states also, they have done excellent job. In case we can see PV Narasimha Rao, the Congress government there did not have a majority on its own, but it ushered into the 1991 economic reforms. Even the Vajpayee government, it was a like conglomerate of 23 to 24 different parties. During
What is the present government going to, you think, can change the scenario for in economic aspect with respect to Maharashtra? Because the 2 points you said is with respect to economics.
Yes.
Okay, they have changed the economy, they have leapfrog, they have unleashed the economic reforms. So how the present status is going to impact on the Maharashtra economy?
So one of the major plank of the Mahavikas Aghadi government that has formed the government, it has been through the agricultural development. So they will be focusing more on the farmers. So I think if they really deliver what they are saying, then we will see a more agricultural growth and more credit growth specifically in the hands of farmers, because a loan waiver has been raised and the disposable income in the hands of farmers will rise. That will increase the rural demand. And also they are like promising development which is